Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Robinson, and we are going to continue our studies. We are talking about more complex fractions. In my other video, we learned that a complex fraction is a special type of fraction that has a fraction in the numerator, denominator sometimes, or even both. So here are some steps we're going to use because we're going to use our calculator to simplify these expressions. So first thing you should do is simplify the numerator or the denominator. Step 2, use your calculator to do the division. And when you're doing that, I want you to type in first the numerator, whatever it is. Most times it's a fraction, sometimes a whole number. And then you press the divide button, and then you type in the denominator, and then you'll type the equal sign, and that will give you your answer. Sometimes it may ask you to change it to improper fraction or something, or decimal, so be aware of that. So let's practice with our calculator. So here's our first question. Find the value of 2/3 minus 1/4 over 5/6 plus 0.5. So I noticed they have a decimal in there, so sometimes you can expect that. So tests get very tricky. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to type in my calculator, the numerator. I have to use my calculator in a different form from the regular one we use at school. So you may see my fraction looking a little bit regularly like a fraction. So here's my fraction button. You normally press the ABC button. Notice it gives me a nice looking fraction. There's the 2/3. So, but don't worry if you have the ABC button. Just stick with what calculator you have. Minus 1/4. So 1 fraction bar, ABC button for you guys with our calculator, 1/4. And this is going to give us, when we press enter or equal, our numerator. So far, the numerator is equal to 5/12. So let's get that over there. So the numerator is really 5/12. Now let's get the denominator taken care of. Get our calculator back, clear this. Now let's type 5/6 plus 0.5. 0.5. And the calculator will take care of the addition of fractions and decimals, and you don't have to worry about it. Now we have an interesting repeating decimal here. It is a rational number because it repeats. Rational numbers repeat themselves, so we can change this into a fraction or a mixed number. So let's press second, and again the ABC, PRB button, I believe for you, it's the fraction to decimal button, and it'll change that to a mixed number from from a fraction to from a decimal to a fraction. So our bottom denominator is 1 1/3. So now that we got our new numerator and our new denominator, we're going to take those two things and we're going to divide them. So let's clear our calculators. So now we're typing our new numerator, which happens to be a fraction, so don't let that worry you. 5/12. That's the new numerator, 5/12. And we're going to divide, because the fraction bar means division. And we're going to divide that by the answer of 1 1/3. So if you have the other calculator, you have to press the 1, ABC 1, ABC 3 in order to get that in. This calculator, I have what's called a mixed number button, which allows me to type in mixed numbers. So if you're in the market for a calculator, this TI-34 is a pretty good calculator. So 1/3. Okay. So now there's my calculations. I'm going to divide the new numerator, 5/12, divided by the denominator, 1 1/3, and this will give me my answer, 5/16. So I'll put that up here, 5/16. So let's go down and check it. 5/16 is correct. So your calculator did the work for you. So remember, just type it in You have to simplify the numerator, so type whatever it is to get a fraction or a number on the top, and you're going to divide that by the denominator, whatever that is. Once you type that into your calculator, it'll simplify down to a number, mixed number, whole number, improper fraction, or a fraction, and then you divide those two things together, and that'll give you the answer you desire. So here's a question for you to try. See if you can do it. I made it similar to the first one. I didn't change much. So see if you can find the value of this one. Hopefully everything's going good for you and you understand what's going on using your calculator. If you're not sure, we watch the tape again and write down your questions, bring them in. I'll be glad to show it to you in class. Here's another question for you. Let's try this one because it's a little more complex. So it's a little bit more involved, but your calculator can help you solve it. So let's get our calculators one more time and clear this out of there. So again, we got to type in the numerator. So this time we have a negative. Notice that negative is in the middle, close by the fraction bar. So that's no problem. We have to make sure we are aware of that. So they do put the negative sign there a lot of times. So negative 12/5 plus 3/10 and this will give us our new numerator, which is negative 2 and 1/10. Now let's get the denominator taken care of. And I'm looking at it, it's a common denominator, so I'd be tempted to do some regular work, but I got a calculator, so let the calculator do it. 11/14. All right, minus parentheses negative and 9/14. All right, 9/14. And move over. Put my last parenthesis there. And the answer is, for the denominator, 1 and 3/7. So there's my denominator. So now all I have to do is take the new numerator and divide it by the denominator. So let's press our calculator up. That's clear. So I'm going to type negative and get my mixed number button. So you'll have to type again, as I said before, 2ABC1, ABC10. So that's no problem. 2, move over. 1/10. And now divide, because the fraction bar means division. And now let's get our second mixed number, which is 1 3/7. So 1, my mixed number button, 3/7. And all we got to do is press enter, and the calculator will give us the answer. So -1 and 47/100. Okay, and as I said, sometimes the answer, they like to put it as a mixed number. Sometimes they'll even ask you to put it as a fraction, and that's interesting. You know, there's a button on the calculator to change these answers into these mixed numbers. So second, for you guys, it would be the ABC button. For me, it's my mixed number button. So I would take that mixed number, and it's going to change that into a improper fraction, which is -147/100. So there is our answer. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please check out this question for yourself. See if you can do it. If you get the answer, bring it into class. I'd love to hear what you got. I hope the video was easy for you. And if you are still uncertain, write down your questions, bring them in tomorrow, and I'll be glad to answer them in class. I have a challenge problem. So here's a problem that I want to challenge you with. So evaluate this expression, try this one. So I think this is a good one. I think it'll challenge your skills, bring in the answer, and I will give you a prize. Don't forget to watch our study videos on YouTube. You can see more of the complex fractions in case you missed the beginning part. Check it out. My channel name is Dan Robinson. You can watch our latest math video, PKMS Math Prep 19, 2019 we made that. We're working on Math Prep 20 to our 20th anniversary series. So we are hoping that you'll subscribe to our channel as well as give us a thumbs up on the videos if you like them. Write comments, let us know if we're doing good or not, or how we can improve. You can tweet me at drobmath1. If you need help with your homework, there's Dial the Teacher Homework Helpline at 212-777-3380, Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Don't forget to watch our show Math Time on Tuesdays at 4:30 to 5 p.m. on Optimum Cablevision Channel 15. If you would like to study with me, or there is or a copy of the worksheet that we're working on this topic, just write me at robinsonmath@aol.com. So I hope you enjoyed the video and you got something out of it. Please let me know how we're doing. Bye.